yelling at
Okay.
you.
All right. Hi, y'all. I'm Ezra Vansel. How you doing? Get a coffee. We're going to play a song. As you can see, I've got my daughter with me today, Cozi. And I'll tell you a little bit about her, but first I'll tell you about the song we're going to play. And it's a song that when I was a kid, if you're from Texas or the South, you might know this. And I can't remember if it was like a song or something, but my mom would say, "How much does Jesus love you?" And you'd put your arms out and then they go, "More," and you go, "Eh." And when I was a kid, it was really fun. I'd like throw my arms back until I like fell over and they go, "There you go, that's how much." And this song to me was a song that came and told me how much God loves me. And it was really at the time, whether it's a message from the other world or not, it felt very much like one. So we're going to play this song. But first I want to tell you about Cozi. So I do my solo work, and if you don't know, Cozi is Cozi and a Flounder, the other band that I'm in. And me and Cozi write together, and we have our own set of songs, but we also have things we call adopted songs. That I'll have a song that just I've written or started on, and it's just not working, and so I'll bring that to her, or she'll do the same, and then we'll finish them together. And so this song is an adopted song, and it's strangely an adopted song because it's one of those few songs, like I probably put them on one hand in my life out of 1,000 songs that just dropped out. Boop, and there's a song there. It's not like I wasn't even writing, but it never completed. It never gelled. I never could get it to work. And so I kind of feel like it was meant to finally find you. Because when we sat down with it and we kind of edited it a little bit and worked on it and changed a few things, suddenly it worked. And so that's my explanation. So, and now to talk about this song, I don't know how much I should talk about it. If I should just let it
How does it make you
speak.
feel?
How does it make me feel? Oh, so that's probably the best question, because that's what songs, when I write songs, I'm not real using this mostly. And just like you, I'm using my heart. I have an emotion. It's like therapy. It's like a couch or a prayer. Like your mom said, she was listening to my songs the other day, and she goes, "Your songs are just prayers. That's all they are." And they might be, but what they are is like a time alone of expressing something I'm feeling that I can't talk about. I can't say it. And so this song, the feeling of this song, that was very strong with me. And I don't remember the situation. It was, some years ago when I started this song. But I do know that I was feeling, I remember where I was sitting, and I was feeling just such an incredible gratitude. And I've had, and she knows, but maybe y'all don't, but I had more than a decade, maybe a couple of decades, but one for sure, of living in this world and in my life, and just a torment of something I can only call hell, like hell on earth. And sometimes I'll be sitting like we are right here, having a coffee and playing a song, or I'll just be sitting at home and dinner's being made and we're about to watch a movie or something. And I just have these they're like a shock of gratitude, like, oh my God, how did this happen? How did I escape? And how am I sitting here in this life? I have life now, and I was truly, and I'm not even speaking in like theology and stuff. I was truly dead inside, and then suddenly I'm alive. And that hits me sometimes. And I have like quite a few songs that are driven by that feeling of, it's like a shock. Like I'll be just sitting there like thumbing through YouTube or something, and then, my wife will come in and give me a kiss, and it's just a shock. Oh my gosh, I don't feel this death inside of me anymore. I don't want it. I want to live. I don't feel that horrible sense that I had. How did this happen? And so this song was actually a true feeling, and maybe it was a prayer of, at the time, and I'm not saying like God came down and said, "Ezra, this is how much I love you." But I did, in like a prayerful conversation, while I was writing these words, I felt like God saying, "This is my love. I'm writing with you a love song." And, I want to like sing. I don't want to tear up again. I did that last week. But I wasn't even trying to write a song. And that's what always shocked me, that I couldn't finish this song. But it was just God saying, this is how much I love you. And in my own words, I speak real metaphorically, and I like to, use pictures of things. And but as I look at this, like, what is the song? I only understood this after we wrote it, after we finished it all, that it's a circle. The song is a circle of my own faith. It's like my faith journey inside of a song. And, I don't want to go all into all the details of it. You think I'll skip all that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
What do you want to do?
I'll skip all that. But it's just to say that, my faith as a child was really based in very kind of childish stories, little felt boards like we have in the South at Sunday school. They put the little felt, Noah and Abraham will be a little felt Abraham with little felt sheep, and then there'll be a felt devil with felt fire. And so, besides scaring me half to death when I was a kid, the felt devil and the little felt fires, I carried that felt board. That was actually, I became, I would say atheistic, or maybe I actually claimed to be an atheist at one time. But what I was contending with was not like the reality of a creator, not the reality of a God, but of that felt board. I was always like arguing with something that was a childhood story that was told to me. And it never grew, even though my words got bigger. That's still what I was contending with. And I eventually dismantled it in my own mind and abandoned it completely. And so that's the beginning of this song, is like this story of this fable. And, in the middle of the song is kind of it's like the C.S. Lewis book that we read about hell, or the quote,
Hell is locked from the inside.
Hell is locked from the inside. And that's really what I felt like when I was leaving this, and I was just shutting out God. Even though I was still flapping my lips with God stuff in my heart, I had a friend that was like, when you talk, it's like you hate God. This was back when I was claiming to be very religious. And the truth was, I did. And so I went through this dark, and the stories of that felt board story started playing out. Like, how they go into the desert. I went into the desert, and Jonah goes down to the belly of the whale, which is like the deep abyss of the ocean inside of this, creature. And it's like you're dead with ribs around you and everything. That's where I went. So it's like the stories of the Bible were no longer little felt stories. It's almost like I went and lived inside of, these stories. But not to go on forever, but what happened was at some point, so that's the middle of the song and the middle of the story, is at some point, and this is the thing that kind of grabs me and just shocks me with gratitude, is I woke up. I woke up and realized, oh my gosh, it's not like my world is at war. I'm not in a war-torn city. It's my life. My family loves me. I live in a good life. I have things available to me, even if I don't take them, to change my life. Yet I'm the one that's locking this key, and I eventually just completely locked God out. And but it was me, and I took myself. I found out in a sense that the little felt devil was in me. And it's like stuck on my heart, because I was the one that was bringing about just a hell on earth inside of my body. And so, something woke me up, and it was not all the things you would think, because, and I'm very open about this with my kids, but I'm a felon. I've done things, my life was just a complete, utter wreck at this time. Unfixable. Like, people were already, my wife was already looking at, early, stuff to put me under the ground. Not because she wanted to, though sometimes she might, but because my life was such a wreck that it didn't look like I was going to live to 40. And it wasn't just because of all that, all the consequences and pain. I just woke up and I realized I have a choice. Now, I've used my choices in all kinds of ways to make this mess. So I realized I can't get myself out of this. And I've tried all the things the world has to offer, doctors and hospitals and all this stuff, drugs, all these things, they didn't help. So what do? Is I opened that door back to that story and I said, a prayer that was, God, show me who you are. That was it. That was like my prayer for a very long time was, you show me who you are and I'll listen. That was the difference. I might have said that many times in my life, but I'm willing. And there was a realization that it's not like I made my life. It's not like I'm breathing my lungs. My lungs are breathing. They're breathing me. My pancreas is pancreating. My gallbladder is gallbladder. It's my life is living. I don't belong to myself in a sense. I didn't give myself life or consciousness. And so that's part of that willingness is that I just said, I'm yours. Like, I'm not mine. I didn't do this. And so I'm going to do this. There's this verse in the Bible that says, taste and see that the Lord is good. And that's what I did, is I just said, I'm just going to give you my life. And you can do whatever you want with it. At that time, all hell was breaking loose on earth because all the consequences were coming down on me. And your mom was leaving. We were getting a divorce. Yeah, or it was beginning at that time. We were losing the house. I was told I was going to prison for something. And I kind of thought I was. But in that, I still had this incredible peace because I didn't care. It was like I was dead, but in a good way, like dead to all of trying to bring life to myself or make my life. And I was just like, if you want me in prison, if you want me without a family, that's where you want, because you're going to show me who you are. It's almost a little bit of a demand. Show me who you are. But it had this other side of I'll follow. And so, and that's kind of my journey, is that over many years, God showed me who he was. And that's where, it shows me who, we're sitting right here, it shows me who God is. And so that's kind of the end of the song, ends up back, the beginning of the song, it starts at a fable.
And the end, it's the stable.
And at the end, it's the stable. And this is something that we edited to make work. And so, and I'm just there. I'm just there. I'm not trying to figure it all out. I'm not trying to, I'm just there because I am just walking with this God that is showing me who he is. And this is where he's led me back to. So I'm just there. And does that tell you? Mm-hmm. That was one question. Do you see how I did that? I took your one question.
You're very good at telling stories.
I don't know. I don't feel like I am.
I feel like you are.
That's why I feel like I always felt like I wrote songs because I couldn't talk well. Can't talk good. And I'd have this funny southern accent. I always felt like my talking was not good, and so I wrote songs and I felt like I could say things, and also that's why I don't like to explain them a lot. I like to tell stories around them, but I can't even a lot of times explain what, I can say, oh, this is about my wife or something, but I can't explain what I was trying to say. The song does it. That's the whole purpose of the song. It says it more than words can. There was an 80s song, More Than Words. We're going to play that. Is all I... No, please, no. All right.
Starlight Century, open your eyes once more. New creation, dreaming this night to be born. I am the star they call a child in a fable, the story, my child, I resume. Dark temptations, when peace is the banner of war. Revelations, no army will ever endure. Even if darkness could hide thee, Joker of death, I don't care. I climb through the stars till I find thee. Oh, love of my light, I would dare to find you there.
Starlight
Century, open your eyes once more. New creations, dreaming on every shore. Even if heavens were empty, demons of hell should beware. I'd walk through the fires for the century. Oh, love of my light, I would dare to find you there. Star they call Gabriel, behind the light of the moon. Talk to a child in a stable, the story, my child, I resume to find you there.
I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. Y'all understand. It's okay. Thank you for
Thank you, guys.
hanging out with me today. Thank y'all for sitting with us and listening to our stories and our songs. And I hope y'all have a blessed, wonderful day.
A blessed day.
Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.